Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 34 of the Frisky Whiskey. We have kind of a continuation. We didn't want to quite give up on Bourbon Heritage Month, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's like a flashback to it, kind of.
A little bit.
Like it's almost like we're almost there.
Yeah. And it's also kind of like also a private collection volume 2 at the same time.
It's a combination. I would definitely say this is definitely more of a volume. Of a private collection volume 2.
Yeah.
But it's in the spirit of what we just got through was
the Bourbon Heritage
Month. So that just ended not too long ago.
So what are we doing?
So tonight is Mark Your Wild Turkey and Yellowstone.
I like it.
So we have Maker's Mark. Which one is that one?
So this is the cask strength.
The cask strength. Yep. Then we have the Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
Yep.
And then we have, this is a good old classic right here. Mm-hmm. Great history too, Yellowstone.
Yep.
So this is just going to be a really good show. We have historical wise, we have a lot of history here.
Exactly, which is why I was saying like kind of it's kind of kicking back and doing like another little tidbit of Bourbon Heritage Month, like in October.
No, it kind of is. No, it truly is. And they, like I said, they all have a great story and great history, and like we have well over 300 years worth of history combined here.
Exactly.
Which is kind of cool. It goes back to my old saying: these guys all hang out back in the day. All these,
they must have.
Mr. Mark, Mr. Turkey, Mr. Yellowstone. All these guys go hang out. Like they like a special little like whiskey boys club. To hang out.
Probably. Talk about ideas.
Maybe make fun of make fun of some of the other guys. E.H. Taylor.
What a chump.
I gave him the copper. All right, so let's get into our show. So we're going to do. We're going to start off with Yellowstone Bourbon.
Yep.
All right, this is. I went to the website. I love that website. What we were talking about earlier, I said this website had the most amount of recipes I've ever seen for cocktails.
Yeah.
We're talking like 4 per page, about 10 pages.
That's crazy.
So I think that kind of goes with I think you had made this comment a while back. When you have a lot of cocktail probably recipes, that means it can stand up to something. Yeah. So we're gonna see what happens tonight. We're definitely gonna see, and maybe down the road, maybe we do a Yellowstone cocktail. Scott, like if you do a couple of volumes of it, just to get through so many, I can't open it. I'm in rare form today, by the way. So a lot of yard work today, and
it is the season.
And it was kind of rainy, and I just really just did not want to come outside ever again.
That's true. It has been, thankfully, the
struggle is real.
So far, this hurricane season.
Oh my God! What are you doing?
I'm knocking on wood.
I'm Italian. Is this even real wood? Oh my God! I'm Italian. You can't do that. We're fucked.
All right, Mike D's yard's disappearing. All of his hard work gone.
No, I'm only kidding. All right, so I am Italian. Yes. Okay, so anyway, back to our Yellowstone. So it's $36.99 a bottle.
Yep.
And I pretty much saw it around that range. I think I saw as high as 40 at some places, whatever. 93 proof. The mash bill is a 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malt. Interesting history with this, and this is a good story. So Yellowstone Bourbon was originally launched in 1872 to honor the establishment of our country's first national park, Yellowstone. The distillery was started by J.B. Dant, son of J.W. Dant, who teamed up with D.H. Taylor and J.T. Williams. So we had J.B., J.W., D.H., and J.T.
It's a lot of,
that's a crew right there, man. You don't mess with these guys.
The triple J's.
Exactly. So it opened independently until the 1940s. So when the United States went into the Second World War, a wartime prohibition was enacted, forbidding the production of beverage alcohol. So all the distilleries were required to make industrial alcohol for the war effort. Mm-hmm. Once again, the profit margin was very small on this production, and by 1944, it was decided to sell the company to Glenmore Distilleries. Okay. In the 1970s, however, were not kind to the brand. Bourbon sales declined every year, and the distillery was making less whiskey every year, and the warehouses remained full. The brand became less popular and fell into a lower quality category, even though the quality was still superb, which we talked about that before. In the 70s. It was not a good year.
It was a bad time.
Bad time. In 1985, Glenmore shut down the distillery. Glenmore was purchased by Diego, who promptly shut it down and sold off Yellowstone brands to David Sherman, who continued to produce Yellowstone brands. Okay. David Sherman became Luxco.
Yep.
In 2006, and in 2015, Luxco purchased a share of Limestone Branch Distillery. Part of the deal was that Yellowstone brand would be given to Limestone Branch Distillery to produce. Paul and Steve Beam, descendants of both J.W. Dant and legendary Beam family, founded Limestone Branch Distillery with the intention of crafting only the finest whiskey and the dream of restoring Yellowstone brand to its former glory.
I like that.
It's kind of a good story. There's actually some more in between that. I'll be honest with you. Like I kind of shortened this one down because it could have been much more deeper.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good highlight of the history of this band. It started back then, disappeared, got caught up in the 70s disco era, just didn't survive it. You know,
the 70s. Some people say that was the time, but I disagree
they
for
weren't
the
drinking
whiskey.
man. That's just really too bad. It
is. And the fact that they said that there's like warehouses full of whiskey, that just breaks my heart because like
what happened today?
They're just like, man, I would love to sell this, but it's just sitting here aging in these barrels.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna it doesn't matter that it's going approaching 20 years, 25 years.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to anybody because no one's buying it.
But they weren't thinking like that either. They want those barrels emptied and sold. So it's too bad because they could have done some really good by like biding their time, but they didn't know.
Yeah.
How would they know this is going to be where we are today?
Exactly.
But okay, let's go. So we have a nose of rye spice with soft leather and cherries.
Actually, there is rye spice.
Oh yeah. Oh, and that
cherries
cherries is very prevalent.
The leather's there though.
Yeah. It's funny. You didn't catch my typo when I fixed it before I printed it. It said leathered cherries.
Leather cherries.
Leathered. Leathered cherries. And I looked at that and go, what the hell is a leathered cherry?
I don't want to know.
That sounds like that.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, that sounds like, I'm gonna go. That sounds like something. Sounds like something you order extra. You get that room.
Could I also get some leathered cherries?
Can you come in with leather cherries, sir? I like leather cherries.
What?
I'm paying. And Cool Whip, damn it, Cool Whip.
Cool Whip and leather cherries, damn it.
All right, let's start tasting here because this came from the website. This came from Yellowstone site.
So the taste on this is going to be smoked caramel, smoky oak, and brown sugar.
There's that smoky, oaky, and it's got that sweetness. My mouth gets a little dry though. I think that leather's still playing in there. My mouth got really dry. But it's sweet, it's smoky. But it's not like a heavy smoky by any means. Yeah, I want to re-clear my palate one more time here.
Well, because I'm getting something else that's not announced, so I just want to make sure it's just not me.
And introducing chalk.
Well, my favorite flavor. So it is. I'm getting cherry still. Mm-hmm. It like followed into it. So you definitely get like a nice. It is a really light smokiness. I wouldn't say
it's light.
I wouldn't say it's not a peat smoke.
No, not at all.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about the smoky on this, it's like, I don't know, kind of like campfire smoky.
Yeah, because we got smoked caramel and smoky oak. So that's two smokes.
So it is a little bit on the sweet side.
Oh, it's definitely sweet.
You get cherry, and you get that nice kind of
and it's very smooth.
smokiness.
It's very smooth too. It's not that doesn't have that burn, but this is really good. Like this is very good and neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's well balanced. Like you can pull out those flavors, and it's not like you're right. There's not any bourbon burn.
No.
Now granted, it is only 93 proof, so I wouldn't expect it to be anything.
Yeah,
crazy.
I think we're going to find some heat.
In the next two, we're probably going to get a little bit spicier, but
I mean, this is we went for $36 for $37. I mean, this is well worth the price.
Yeah.
Actually, I would like to make some cocktails with this. Start with some of my own, and then try a couple off their website.
Yeah, so I actually picked this up. I found this at Costco.
Okay,
this was a Costco find for me.
Nice. So you probably paid less than $36.
No, that's still around the price it was. Yeah,
Because actually, what I would do too, if I knew I was making cocktails with this as my main piece of the night making cocktails, I'd probably throw this in the freezer in the very beginning.
Yeah, why not?
Get nice cold for
I
that.
just kind of
cocktail.
wonder what it would taste like frozen. Maybe after this
I
show,
think the
I can
reason
throw
I'm-
this in the freezer, and then we can maybe have some with our cigar.
Yeah, because I don't know what's making me think this, but it's kind of like I think this would be good really frozen.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe because the character's very simple but very there. Because it's a simple character. I mean, we're not talking like all kinds of like. I'm not trying to find the mint. I'm not trying to find the peak. What was that? The teas and
The Cocoa tea.
oh, remember Pocoy? Remember Pocoy tea? That was a while ago, man. That was what were we drinking that night, man? I don't even remember Pocoy tea. I remember Pocoy tea. I don't remember what we were drinking that night. But
Bro, that was so long ago.
yeah.
We've drank so much whiskey since then.
but
Still, though.
Pocoy. My cat.
You said tea, and I just immediately flashed back.
Too.
I was like,
I'll name my next
Pocoy?
cat. I'll name my next cat Pocoy. Black and white cat Pocoy. But I'm really. I think you've had me try this before, and I just don't remember. But
I think you have.
yes, I think I have.
It probably was like I just pulled it out prior to an episode or something like that.
Yeah. And their website's under their distillery name, which is the Limestone Branch Distillery.
Yeah.
They make other things too, a couple of other whiskeys, I think, on top of that. But they have a whole line for the Yellowstone. They have a rye. They have a limited edition.
Yeah, and
They have a couple other ones in there, and they also
pretty sure
and they make
I've-
a gin, something like that.
one gin.
or something like that.
I think I've tried the other ones that they have for whiskey,
Okay,
and they're all pretty solid.
Okay.
Like there's nothing to complain about. They're,
sure. I bet. I mean, this is really good. I mean, if they got like the Dant family and the Beam family's heritage making these, it's got to be good. I really don't know who Dant is, to be honest with you. I don't know JW. I don't know JW and DH. I don't know those boys.
It's all right.
No, I'm sorry, JB and JW. The son of JW is JB. Get it up. Come on, follow me here, man.
Right.
What's on second? All right.
Can you lay out the fammy tree?
I don't know who's on third, right? Yeah, lay out the family tree. You got JB.
It's just J's.
Right, but it's JB, JW, JR. I thought he died in Dallas.
Oh no, you're talking about JH.
JH. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about JH, man. He was like the black side of the black side of the family. No one liked him.
He was a weirdo.
Yeah, he didn't like bourbon. He had problems.
He just drank that one gin.
Yeah, he drank gin. Gin was actually his. All right, so I think we move on to phase 2, where we throw a little cubie in here, ice cube.
It is tasty. I will give it that. It's a nice little bit of something. So now this will be interesting because I have to imagine if they have a lot of recipes of, using their whiskey. Now you were mentioning also that they actually have
They're small cubes. They're melting.
almost like island drinks, those type of things, like those tropical drinks. You said that they
had a couple actually.
That's crazy.
And I like that tiki one. Like
that's what it was. The tiki.
I have tiki cups at home. Tiki glasses at home.
We got to try it.
Oh, I got to make one. I got like 2 tiki cups, tiki things. So like I just like almost designed for me to do this.
You must do it. So the nose didn't change too much.
No, that spice is there. It's just softer now. Maybe the cherry mellowed a hair.
Yeah.
Cherry was a little more prevalent when it was not on ice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's there, just mellowed. That leather's, I guess, a little bit there. Maybe that's one thing that no, leather's there. That leather's there.
Ooh.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah. That sugar comes out. That brown sugar comes out. The smoke is not. It's not heavy smoke, but I feel like my tongue has smoke on it, and it's still sweet. So the sugar and the caramel is making it sweet. The oak is giving it a hair a little of a bite, but it's still. I mean, this is good on both. I would drink this in either direction, depending on what kind of mood I'm in.
There's like a little tanginess that I'm getting. It's good though. Like it's not bad. This is really good. This is actually I like this on ice too.
Yeah. This is. I see why they make cocktails with this.
Yeah.
This totally holds its own on ice.
Yeah.
This really does. Let's see what happens when my ice cubes actually melt away here. See what we get out of it.
My one's gone.
Yeah, I went with 2 because my ice cubes are really small. I think my glass was a little hot when you gave it to me. It was like starting.
Mine was also.
Yeah.
That's why I loaded it up, but it didn't help.
Yeah, it's okay.
It doesn't matter.
I forgive you. Using hot glasses on ice.
Sounds like a musical.
Right.
Hot glasses on ice coming to
Coming to
a stadium near you.
right. Hot glasses on ice. We'll get you, Jackman, to be in it. And we'll get like Taylor Swift to be like the main singer in it.
It'd be ridiculous. Yeah, no, I mean, so I think
This is really.
what episode was it?
Now that I let the ice melt, this is really good. Like it's kind of opening back up again too. Like we got
I think it was the last was it? I can't remember. So I think it was one of the episodes with Steve where we were drinking really strong stuff. And one of them, and I think it was like we let it breathe for a little bit longer, and the flavor completely changed.
I think that was the Battle of Rise, the June Madness one, because he brought that 119 proof or whatever,
136.
136 proof. I think we had to let it breathe. It did change a little bit.
I thought there was a different one. Because like it like kind of had a similar flavor to this one. Not like exactly, but I don't remember. It tasted similar enough, and that's why it kind of reminded me. But then we let it breathe, and then like all of that sweetness came out. A lot of that spice kind of disappeared.
What one was that?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I just can't remember what.
I could see it.
I'm pretty sure Steve was there. I don't remember. But maybe not. It's just drunken recall. I don't know.
That's the worst.
Or the best, depends.
Could be. Yeah.
In this situation, it doesn't really help us any.
No. No, it does not, sir.
Don't speak unless you know the whole truth, Travis.
Gibberish. There was whiskey somewhere. We drank it.
We drank whiskey at some point, and we just weren't paying attention to it for long enough, and it changed, I tell you.
I drank more of it.
Do you remember when?
You remember when?
I don't know, last weekend?
Last weekend we drank, a weekend before that. And
Probably sometime during the week. I don't know.
I'm not doing enough weekday drinking. I got to pick that up. I got responsibilities. The people demand it. The people demand it. Those people, those magical people that live out there that demand so much from us. Up the street, they demand so much out of us. So many things are happening because of them and their demands.
I mean, we made it to episode 34, so obviously.
Yeah, right? It's crazy. 34 episodes.
I know, dude. It's kind of crazy because I remember making a big deal of 25 and being like, oh, we're halfway to 50, a quarter way to 100. And here we are, almost 10 weeks later. Mm-hmm. It's nuts.
It is nuts.
Nuts. And I guess a quick shout out to our check out our YouTube. If you want to see us like doing this stuff, in video.
You gotta check me out. I'm son of a handsome man.
So he claims.
I'm son of a handsome man, so that makes me good looking.
But yeah, so definitely make sure you check out the YouTube.
I already did mine.
Oh, you did?
I was a little ahead of you.
Going all ham over here.
Trying to set a tone here, man.
What's the tone?
I don't know. Me first. Get like 20 of these.
Singing glasses.
Like, that's the whiskey in different sizes.
Singing drams.
I noticed the rye makes a much more deeper ding. And a nice blend gives it more of a,
The more of the alcohol content, the higher pitch.
All right, so we're going to move into a little wild turkey rare breed. I called Kevin, what's his name, McConnell?
Yeah.
Matthew
McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey. I called him up, said, you're going to be on the show. He said he had a bad experience on Between Two Ferns. He'll never do a show like that ever again. He don't trust us.
That's fair.
But he's actually on there.
Yeah, he's a creative director.
Creative director there, which is crazy.
So this actually, I believe it was one of the whiskey university classes we went to, we had this one, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I was like, this is such a good bourbon. So this one is the rare breed bourbon. They also have a rare breed rye. That's a newer one. This one actually came out, I think it was like 2010. 91?
I've never seen
like
a date
that.
like that.
It was like 91
I'm making
or
a mess
2010.
here. I'm having issues, man. I'm a hot mess today, man. It's going out like
There's no whiskey in the glasses. All of it's on the table. So this one is the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Bourbon. It is $47.99. The proof is 116.8. The mash bill is 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% barley. So this is a blend of 6, 8, and 12-year-old small batch bourbons. No water is added before bottling to get the experience like drinking from the cask. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
The first distillery on Wild Turkey Hill was established in 1850 and named Old Moor. In 1851, James and John Rippey arrived in Kentucky from Tyrone, Ireland, and opened a store selling general goods. In 1869, they built their first distillery beneath the limestone cliffs of the Kentucky River. In 1855, Austin Nichols & Co., a wholesale grocer, set up shop in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. The company eventually took over what would become Wild Turkey Bourbon. In the early 1940s, when Thomas McCarthy, an executive at Austin Nichols, took some warehouse samples on a wild turkey hunting trip, the bourbon was so popular among his friends that they asked for that Wild Turkey Bourbon, hence the name. In 1954, master distiller Jimmy Russell joined Wild Turkey. He learns his craft and becomes the third in line of master distillers for the brand, which includes second master distiller Bill Hughes and Ernest W. Rippey, son of the original distiller. In 1976, Wild Turkey introduced the world's first ever bourbon liqueur, which would eventually lead to the creation of American honey. In 1981, Eddie Russell, son of Jimmy Russell, joined Wild Turkey as a relief operator and began to work his way up the distillery ladder. In 91, Wild Turkey introduced their premium rare breed bourbon, one of the first barrel-proof bourbons to hit the market. Also, something of note, both Jimmy and Eddie made the Kentucky Bourbon Distillers Hall of Fame around the same time.
Yes.
And they were actually, for a period of time, and that was in 2015, for a period of time, they were the only two father-son duo.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Were master distillers that actually were in the Hall of Fame, so that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So
good story here.
It's actually really interesting how it's kind of weird how far back it started.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because you're looking at Old Moor and then you're talking about James and John Rippey and then there's like a store in there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, it kind of bounces around, but eventually like I'd be interested to know what it was called before.
Right. Maybe it was
right. Because it wasn't called until the 1940s. Right. Wild Turkey.
Maybe it was Wild Turkey Hill. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But also, what is interesting? What's not in this story? What's missing from this story?
What is missing from the story?
What happened during Prohibition? Were they one of the people who got a ticket, thingy, or
there is no mention?
Right. So what happened with that? What's up with that? Was his stuff so popular that they got under?
Well, if you think about it, and this is only speculation from me, right? So at the time of Prohibition, I'm assuming it was still under the Austin Nichols & Co.
Right.
Right. So leading up until the 1940s, maybe it was just one of those things they were able to easily transition to making rubbing alcohol.
Right. Maybe.
Or something like that, right? Because
it's a bit of honey didn't come till the 80s, so
Well, that's when they made the liqueur to keep in.
All right. So let's get our flavors going.
Yeah, so your nose is going to be spring flowers, pepper, almonds, honey, and dates.
Yeah, you know your spring flowers, don't you, T.I.?
I do.
Yeah, don't you always tiptoe through the spring flowers and the tulips? And,
yes.
And smell things?
Yes. I stop and smell the roses all the time.
Roses, tulips.
I also wear rose-colored glasses.
See, there you go.
Are there any other ones that we're missing?
It smells good.
Oh, yeah.
Honey's there. Dates, honeys, that's, not about the almond, but the pepper's there. Flowers, I don't know if I'm getting anything boutique-y right now.
It's very light.
It's light. It is light. It's funny because you would think because it's a higher proof, actually it's got a nice amber color to it.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell what's in a bottle. It's got to be in a glass.
So our taste is going to be warm, smoky flavors of grain and spice.
Warm, smoky flavors of grain and spice.
Yep. Oh, yeah, right. Forgot to clean our palates.
Got to clean your palates.
Holy moly, we would have just ruined all of things.
Shut down the episode.
Yep, turn it off. Episode 34 is wrapped.
Right.
Halfway through it. All right, now we can go.
Oh, wow. That's so smooth. Mm-hmm. For 100 and
almost
16.8 proof.
Yep.
This is so flippin' smooth.
I know, right?
There's no heat.
No.
There's like no heat.
Yeah.
Is this what it's like to have a cask?
I guess. But yeah, so I was telling you, like, this became one of my favorite bourbons because it's not super crazy expensive.
It's warm, but it's not heat.
And it's delicious.
Is it smoky grains and spices? I don't know. It's just so smooth. Oh.
There are some grains and spices.
It comes at the end. The grains
It's a little bit of sweetness in there.
Yeah. It's definitely a little sweet there.
Yeah.
I mean, that is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's going to be a new one of my...
Totally worth it. 100%.
In my already out of control collection that,
But see, that's the thing, though. Is this is one of my regular go-to drinkers.
Like, I'm going to have to open up, like, a little stand, like, in my street, to sell, like, shots of whiskey for $1.
There you go. maybe 5 if they're more expensive bottles. Right. But no, this is definitely...
Blanton's a shot for $1. To be lined down the street. Even the cops are getting in line. Shut up, lady. Drive around. Have my daughter, like, give him free lemonade and a side. That's awesome. Tell the wife that idea.
She'll go for it. 100%.
Make some money.
$1.
I would do it with cheap whiskey. I wouldn't do anything good if I did something like that.
Like you're planning it.
Get some country time lemonade mix. Have like a little shot of whiskey and a lemonade.
Well, so if you gave, let's say you got like everyone half-ounce pours. I mean, you could probably get quite a few out of a bottle.
Oh yeah,
right. And then if you're selling them for
$2,
say $2.
Cheap whiskey under $20, which we're gonna learn all about that pretty soon.
Yes. No, we're not. We already did.
We did.
Yeah, we already did. What are you talking about?
I forgot.
Mike D.
I know.
You did say you were off today, so
I am off.
That episode happened.
Tight.
What was that, like 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Told you, man. I'm a hot mess, man. Everything's.
I was like, I was just agreeing with you. I was like, yeah, no, wait a second.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Make a bigger space here.
We haven't planned the next one.
No.
With Viv.
Oh, let's go.
Actually, that's a good point. Shout out to Viv. That was a fun episode.
That was a very fun episode. She makes it really fun.
Yeah.
And I love her taste in whiskey because she likes the heat.
Yeah, she likes the heat, but also like she doesn't know enough different whiskeys yet, so it's really fun introducing new ones and then just seeing like a reaction.
Yeah.
So half of the time it's a surprise to us too.
Yes.
The whiskeys.
These are all surprises right now.
This
is really good. I think I tried this. You had me try this before. This is just not your first bottle. This is your second bottle now?
This is my third.
Damn. I know. It's one of those.
Yeah, it's one of those bottles.
One of those bottles that go quick.
That and the Michter's Rye are like my two, like, I will go through those.
Michter's Rye.
It is so good, though. It's nothing compared to that odorous, though.
We got to get a Homer Simpson on the show.
We got, like, the Homer Simpson?
The Homer Simpson.
I'll talk to my people.
Yeah, make a phone call.
Yeah.
Call Fox. Call their PR person. Hey, this is Mike with Frisky Whiskey. You'd like to get Homer Simpson?
Just needs to hang out with us and drink some whiskey. We don't drink Duff here on the show, but
and we feed him. Homer would love all that.
Yeah,
Homer would be all top. I'll be all over that.
It's true. Those are big facts.
But this is really good. The taste it's a very simple, but it's a bourbon. It's a bourbon.
Yeah.
It's a bourbon. It tastes like bourbon. This is what bourbon is.
Yep.
And this is really good.
And it's smooth, and it tastes good. And for being almost 117 proof, you really don't know that it's 117 proof, which makes it really dangerous.
Yes. Oh, you can get.
No, I drank half a bottle in one sitting.
You can get silly on this.
I did get silly on it.
Yeah, you can get silly on this quickly.
I didn't feel great the next morning.
No, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. Unfortunately, you're in this kind of business. You know, doing a lot of R&D.
All of the R&D. That's what it was. That's totally what it was. I don't think we were talking about having wild turkey on the show yet.
You know, a lot of R&D on that one.
Yeah.
It took like almost a whole bottle for me to understand the flavor.
I was truly trying to get to the nuances.
I was waiting for the Pico tea to come out.
It's Bacoe.
Bacoe. Oh, yeah, Bacoe, my cat. Bacoe. That's so funny. All right, let's move on.
To the ice.
Ice, baby.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't think I brought this up. My cousin's wedding was pretty cool. I got to travel up to Connecticut, which is a good time.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was a good wedding.
Hang out.
Good food.
It was all right.
They have good whiskey at the bar.
So, I was hoping so, but no one's really whiskey drinkers.
Yeah, usually weddings, unless you tell them or you even bring a bottle for them to use. Sometimes you got to do that.
And I think, if I remember correctly, it was like open bar for the first hour.
Usually
which is cool.
Okay.
And what's really cool is the night before the wedding, they had like us all go and meet up at like their local kind of watering hole.
Right.
Which was a lot of fun because there was a lot of people I hadn't seen in a minute that were there. So
that's good.
It was cool to hang out.
Like a little reunion type of thing.
Yeah.
The smell has got mellow now. The ice in there just got a little mellow.
You know, that's actually...
There's no spring
what
flowers.
Is that?
No, I don't know.
There's no spring flowers.
No, I have not felt. I guess I've not gotten a bouquet of anything.
There is something there.
Maybe it's the almond.
It might be.
I mean, the honey is there. The pepper's still there a little bit. Hits the back of my nose. The dates are still there, kind of. That's why I think I ate dates today. It's kind of funny.
You ate dates?
I think dates from Publix. I like dates. Kind of weird.
Not really. I smell those almonds, the honey, the dates.
Wow.
The pepperiness is kind of...
Have you haven't tasted this yet, have you? Wow.
I mean, I have in the past, but...
Yeah, what am I saying? You should know this thing. You're just your third bottle.
Yeah, but I don't look at it like this. Like this.
It's like a girl you don't talk about, people.
Yeah.
It's a whiskey I don't talk about.
It just sits in my closet. I drink it when I want it.
That one stays under my pillow. I mean, that's really good and nice. I think it's better neat, but it has like I said, it just got very mellow. But
there's almost a texture change.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of becomes dry and syrupy.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
when it's cold.
That's interesting. Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. The syrupy.
Yeah,
it's different. I think, like I said, I like it better neat, but this is not bad.
Because I've never actually drank it with ice. I've done water. Like I'll do some water in it.
I think there's a couple of cocktails in their recipe in their cocktail thing.
There were some on their site. Yeah. There's actually some on this one too. It's like all three of these actually have recipes on the sites. Yeah. But no, this is a very solid, well-rounded bourbon.
Yes.
Much like Yellowstone. It's not super complex. It delivers a very good flavor profile. And the price is pretty dang good at $48.
$48, I'd buy this. 100%. I'd buy this for a gift for a friend. Even a friend, I'm not even like because I'm married, I go to these birthday parties. So like my friend's coworker's husband's having a birthday party. I found out he's a whiskey drinker. I may even get him that. Just to show up and say,
One, it's a cool bottle.
Yeah.
And then when you're looking at it, you're like, oh, rare breed. All right, this is probably good whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And it is. It is actually a good whiskey. It's not a gimmick.
Yeah.
And you're not breaking the bank with it, which is also nice.
Now I'm going to print out Matthew McConnell's autograph. I'll tape it to the back.
Signed by
Matthew McConnell. But no, I would buy this for a gift for someone, even if it was a more of a arm's reach of a knowledge of knowing this person. You know, this is something that you can get and impress.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is very tasty. Very, very tasty.
Agreed, 100%.
It makes me want to go drive a Lincoln.
And start quoting random
things. Right.
Just saying random shit.
You can't have any
The
meat.
meaning to life is
You can't have any meat unless you've had your pudding. I mean, you can't have any pudding until you've had your
you
meat.
stay on the road as long as possible.
Right? Yeah, they stay on the road as long as possible. Stay between the lines. Don't use the middle lane. Don't.
And all of his other nice quips that Matthew McConaughey is known for. Speaking of, I was actually watching Wolf of Wall Street because it was on Netflix.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. And that's a whole scene with him like pounding his chest at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I watched Dragnet recently, an old movie from the 80s. Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd. When Tom Hanks was just getting going in his career, he was still. If people don't know Tom Hanks' early part of the career, where he was really only in comedy. Yeah. And this was like it was like towards the end of that, but it was like the height of his comedy kind of being a draw. If you watch it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. He has like a lot of one-liners. It's for me, it's more of a nostalgia. Remembering watching this movie, the time period of the 80s when it came out. Excuse me. Oh my God.
Oh jeez.
If you listen to the music, it's totally like 80s techno.
Oh nice.
It's pretty funny. But I mean, it's an entertaining movie. It actually really is. It's got some good actors in it at the time. Dabney Coleman's in it, and Christopher Plummer's in it. So it's a good movie, but it's stupid. It's
a stupid good movie.
It's like I said. It was when Tom Hanks was in the comedy stage of his career, and they were trying to make him do all these one-liners in the movie. And Dan Aykroyd was a serious.
That's weird to me because usually it's reversed.
Right, Dan Aykroyd was the dead serious actor. Huh?
It's usually reversed.
Yeah, it's usually reversed. Yeah, but it's entertaining. Watched a bad movie too, something called Cobweb. Oh my God, I paid for that one too.
That doesn't make any sense.
$3.99. I'll never see again.
That's just terrible.
Yeah, the guy from The Boys, Homelander. He's like the main actor. It's trying to be like this supernatural ghost thriller horror movie, and it's just really bad.
Yeah,
really bad. It was a train wreck. You had to watch it because I paid for it.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
So you actually did finish the whole thing.
I did. My wife fell asleep.
I would have just walked away from it. And
I think I played a game of golf on my phone. Pretty sure I did a quick little research on my my fantasy teams, and but yeah, it was a bad movie.
Speaking, I haven't checked my fantasy teams yet.
Yeah, you gotta check your fantasy teams.
Check my fantasy.
Games tomorrow.
Oh boy.
All right, so I think it's time to move on. Oh, you still have a little bit.
Almost. I'm enjoying this one. I do enjoy this one. Yeah,
I'm sure you do. I mean, like I said, it's like your 8th bottle.
I said 3.
I heard 8, maybe 12.
You're just gonna keep increasing it. You know what? Fucking maybe 36.
Maybe 36.
I don't
You know.
You know, all my whiskey collection is actually just this. I have 40 bottles of just.
They're
this.
in boxes, empty bottles and boxes in my garage.
I kind of did what you did with Angel's Envy. Got him.
That's kind of going below the belt. That's going below the belt. Bring up the Angel's Envy. How dare you? That's so funny. My Angel's Envy
is not an envious collection.
So if you don't remember, I know I've probably talked about this before.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
So when Angel's Envy was getting super popular, they were like hitting this pinnacle. They were getting like the 97 ratings or 98 ratings and all this. The guy, Lincoln Henderson, which has a rich history in the distiller world. I think he worked for Jim Beam.
Yep.
I think he took over for Jim Beam's distilling for a certain time period. And he was making Angel's Envy, and he died. Yep. And the rumor was, through this whiskey rumor mill I had apparently,
his inside scoop,
that they were just going to close the distillery down. Like they were done. Like the family didn't really want to take over running it. Blah 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 blah. So I decided that maybe this might become a valuable whiskey if they stop making it and it's his last production batch, right? We're like, okay. So what did I buy, a case and a half?
I think like 2 cases or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I bought some off of you.
I sold some after. So what happened was in the end, those rat bastards at Bacardi came in and bought Angel's Envy, and the price went down $2 a bottle. That would be a crash or a losing billions of dollars. Yes. So I've used it as gifts. I've sold some.
To be fair, they might not be using the same type of mash bill and the same
I
recipe.
don't know. I don't know.
That's the thing, though, is like you don't know.
Maybe they're not. I have to go to a website, see who the master distiller is. Look, if you're going to keep a product at that level, you got to bring in a good master distiller to keep that going.
Yeah.
Understand the recipe, what they were doing there, So, but it was like, I thought maybe like, I pictured myself like 5 years from now selling on eBay for like $120 a bottle.
Yeah. Didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out. I actually still have a full case. I think I gave away my last bottle from the first case. It's actually Viv's sister-in-law. I gave her a bottle when Viv was on the show the first time.
We should probably have Angel's Envy on the show.
At some point. I'm not rushing to get in that.
Anyways. So now we're off to Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark, the cask strength.
This
Kentucky
is cask
bourbon
strength.
whiskey. You go.
Yeah,
you do. I was about to go
so this one in particular. So something cool about the Maker's Mark.
I should be doing this.
Just your life today, man. It's hilarious. I'm enjoying it. It's sad, but I'm enjoying it.
I need Q-tips.
I don't know. So this one in particular, with the cask strength, they come in batches. So the particular bottle that we have is from batch 2301. The pricing on this is $43.99. For the cask strength, depending on the batch, the proof ranges anywhere from 108 to 114. This particular one is 110. So that's pretty good. We're kind of sitting in the middle. The mash bill on this is 70% corn, 16% soft winter wheat, and 14% barley. So technically this is a wheated bourbon.
It's definitely got some wheat in there. Yeah, it's a wheated bourbon.
Technically a
They're
wheated
not
bourbon.
declaring it in the bottle, are they?
No, I don't think so.
Have you looked at this?
Yeah, it just says Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Okay.
Handmade.
Handmade.
Also, they forgot the E on whiskey.
Some don't.
I know.
And that could be because of their history. It could be because where they're from. Like maybe they're like Danes or something. I don't know.
Well, let's find out. You right over there, Mike D. You're not surviving, dude.
Oh my god. Dane's shop to eat. All right, come on, go.
All right.
Go.
I'm trying.
Please get me out of here. Oh, okay.
This is where I should throw on the screen, take a commercial break or something.
Technical difficulties. Keep making it sound.
Oh my god. I don't even know what just happened.
I brought you in.
Oh no.
I'm a hot mess tonight. I told you. Okay.
So Maker's Mark was created by T. William Bill Samuels. He was known as Bill. Samuels Sr., who purchased the Burke's Distillery in Loretto, Kentucky in 1953. Production began in 1954, and the first bottles were bottled in 1958. 4 years. The brand's signature red wax seal is still hand-dipped today. The story of Maker's Mark began when Bill Samuels Sr. accidentally set fire to the family's 170-year-old recipe. He then experimented with different grains to create his own mash bill. The family's quest was to create a bourbon they enjoyed drinking and sharing with friends. Maker's Mark was the world's first premium bourbon. The brand was acquired by Hiram Walker in 1981. So for the nose, we're going to get some Big Oak, vanilla, and caramel. Yes. I noted
Oak.
the batch thing I brought up earlier. I don't know what big oak means.
Big oak.
As opposed to small.
Yeah, it's like a veal compared to a steak.
Yeah.
You know, big oak. I'm like, oh, it smells so much different.
Whoa.
Oh, there's big oak right there.
That is big oak.
Big oak.
No, there definitely is like a very.
Wow, that is sweet though. I mean, there's like a no, there's a smell in there. It's that vanilla. That is a very distinct vanilla. It reminds me of like vanilla bean. This actually reminds me of vanilla bean. I've had very few that remind me of vanilla bean straight up.
It also is very oaky. Like, it is very oaky.
There's oak in there for sure, but that vanilla to me is really standing out. I don't know, the caramel. The caramel is just probably adding to the vanilla, mixing in there, giving me the spice. Maybe it's what's making it so strong to me, and maybe the caramel's strong.
Well, so the taste is going to be warm, caramel, vanilla, and spice.
Put your mouth out.
I already did. In between you.
Yeah, whatever I was doing. Now, have you ever had this before?
No.
Okay.
Dang, that's pretty dang good. That is good.
Wow. Yeah, have you seen that 3-pack they sell at Costco? Mm-hmm. Is that one of them?
It might be.
I have to go check because if that's one of them, I'll get it. Because I'm
might.
curious because this is so good.
So,
and I like the regular Maker's Mark.
yeah.
You know, that's a very good.
You know, that's actually it's kind of what inspired the purchase for this one, right? Is we had in previous times done the Whiskey U. The regular Maker's Mark was part of it.
Yes.
And then I think they talked about something in the history, and I was very intrigued by Maker's Mark history. And to be perfectly honest, up until that class, I had never looked at Maker's Mark as a solid like whiskey. To me, it was always kind of like the cheaper one, which is weird, and it's $44. I'm calling it the cheaper one, but like it's always been like that type to me.
Yeah.
So I never really thought about it as anything else. But then I think Cask Strength was one of the ones, that we tried. And it was pretty damn good. So it just kind of was one of those, it'll eventually come into my collection. It just happened to.
It's warm. It's got that caramel. It's got the vanilla. It's got the spice. I mean, this is nailing it. I mean, this once again, you know, turkey. All of these were not complex. This is definitely a theme for tonight too. Yep. None of these are complex. So if we had some that had 8 different things on each one, this is very not as simple. What it is,
it's bourbon.
It's been dead on. Really been dead on.
Just bourbon.
Just bourbon. This is bourbon.
This is just bourbon with some good history.
I mean, I'm glad we kind of are paying back, going back in a little bit and remembering about Bourbon Heritage Month that was last month in October. And
not October, September.
September. I'm sorry.
We're in October.
We're in October. Sorry. Sorry. Hey, look, man, we're kind of not. I'm in right now. So I was going to say January.
Bourbon Heritage Month, last October.
Last October 2017. But these all three are great. Yellowstone for the price, amazing. This once again, you get a gift. This is somebody you get a gift, and you get this for somebody you get a gift. The Cask Strength Maker's Mark. I mean, this is delicious,
and it's pretty cool. Like this is technically a wheated bourbon.
Yeah,
I like that.
It is definitely wheated. I mean, that is the definite definition of wheated bourbon. It has wheat, and it's a soft winter wheat.
Which that's probably adding to its the sweetness on it, especially on the nose.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, because I'm thinking of I remember the last time we did a wheated episode. It's been a minute, but when we did it, I remember like all of them had a very distinct sweetness to them. Every single one of them had a very distinct sweetness.
Yeah,
and this has that. It has that same. It's like there's some spice there. There's a little bit of heat. There's obviously your vanillas and your caramels as comes with bourbon, but then there's like just that little bit of extra sweetness. Like you can't really explain unless you've had a wheated bourbon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember we had that one sweet mash.
Oh yeah, I almost bought a bottle of that.
We gotta actually. Do we have to explore a little bit more into that and maybe get a couple of sweet mashers, if you will? Have a little sweet mash night.
Yeah,
maybe for Halloween, like Munster mash.
We'll have the sweet mash. That's
sweet mosh.
Sweet mosh. We did the mosh.
We did the mosh, the sweet mosh. Great idea.
Yeah, they still had some over at Total Wine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We should go talk to the guys at Inlet too. Both Inlets probably. See what we both have to offer.
Well, so the one that Steve had just was from Total Wine. It was.
You're right.
Wine.
Yeah, you're right.
That one I won't forget. That one was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That one was backed up with, what was the one I
trying to remember the name of that one, because that's the one.
It was Hard Truth.
Hard Truth, because that's the one he pulled out when we did the Chickencock Island Rooster, and we.
Oh yeah, that was the Island Rooster made me do it. The Island Rooster did
the
it.
Saint Nick.
So I did the
old Saint Nick.
No,
was that Santa Claus?
Very old Saint Nick.
Very
Harvest Rye,
older than Santa Claus.
Which I still have some. Which maybe I'll pull that out because that's really good.
Yeah.
I haven't touched that since that episode because it's just like one of those bottles you don't really want to mess with.
You know, maybe for like Christmas when we get closer, we're gonna do like a holiday rye special. I know what that means.
Holiday rye? Ooh,
we look for certain kinds of certain flavor profile,
Actually, that's something else too.
or make holiday drinks.
When you guys listen to these episodes, comment. Tell us like if we're like going back and forth on ideas. Like, let us know your ideas. We want that feedback.
Yep.
Like, that'd be cool to get someone to be like, oh, try this out.
Because there's definitely holiday blends of wheats and rye and malt barleys that give it a more of a more of a peppery, you know, or more like fresher taste. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I live in my own little world.
That you do.
I do.
Population 1.5.
Barely one.
It's the other personality.
Oh, well, him. He's been chill for a very long time. He never having a kid, man. He's like, I'm not fucking coming out again. I really do like this.
Yeah, this is.
I like all three. I mean, all three are just solid. These are all just solid drinking bourbons. You know, I mean, you can make cocktails with them.
Yeah. I mean, I was confident in the Wild Turkey. I mean, that's been that's my collection. Like I said, this is my third bottle of it. That is a staple in my shelf, if you will, because it's so good and it's not super expensive. It's easy to find. Like it's just a good all around bourbon.
Yeah.
The Yellowstone I actually really like, but I don't touch it as much as I should because it actually is good.
And
I haven't had it.
Touch it, but you have touched it.
Well, I did,
but it happens a lot. I mean, listen. Think about our collection.
Yeah.
I mean, I have whiskeys. I have the same thing at my house. I have bottles like, I haven't touched that in a long time. Why not?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, well, maybe because you got those issues and you had that one not too long ago, and you had you kind of hone in on something you tried recently or something you wanted to get, and you get it, and then that becomes number one, and that one goes back on the shelf a little bit. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's good because you can go back. And
it's also nice
because it's like going back in time.
I'm not also cruising through those really expensive bottles.
Oh. Like that first Ortis that we got, man. We killed that. We actually got a little heavy on the Chickencock Island Rooster, so I put that one purposely way in the back of the shelf.
Yes,
that doesn't come out for a while.
Yeah,
we got a little. We
went slappy.
We got slappy at a $220 bottle of whiskey, man. Which is, you know what? Why else are we buying it at the same time? Like honestly,
it's good because the whole point of it is to drink it.
Right.
It's bad because you're not going to be able to afford getting it every time.
Ever again. No. Right? But then we found Ortis.
Yes. And now that's $100 cheaper.
All hail Ortis.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Best rye ever. Honestly, it is. You got to find it out there, people. Get it.
I know we're talking about these three, but yeah.
But anyway, okay. Yeah. Actually, we got to start. Oh, wait, we haven't done ice yet.
We haven't even done ice.
Oh, we got to do ice. You got to come on. We got.
Come on, just let's throw some ice in there. Let's top off my glass. All right, come on. You're over here rushing through drinking.
I always do that.
I know, it's weird.
I told you I got problems.
I know you do. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for you.
No, I'm saying I'm here for it.
Oh, I'm not here for you.
I'm not here for you. I'm just here to experience your problems. Come on.
Why?
You're gonna put ice in there. It's gonna go up a little bit. Come on. What do you like? The drink police?
The drink police. Always holding me back.
Just put all my ice in the bottle and just drink.
Right. Sounds like a song. The drink police are coming for you. The drink police. You ever hear that song from Cheech?
Yes.
The drink police.
Yes. plays on many stores'
It was one of their
speakers.
songs. It was one of their songs.
So now this one, tonight when we've been drinking these, I've had almost zero prediction on how it's going to turn out with ice.
Now, you had some good foodies for us tonight, but
I did.
So you went to our local Bonefish, which I love Bonefish. One thing about Bonefish is no matter where you go to one, it's consistent and it's good.
Now, we're lucky enough where the things that are being served are probably caught relatively local.
That's a good possibility.
Because, we had Mai tonight.
He was very good.
It's ridiculously good,
With
actually.
that chimichurri.
Yeah, that chimichurri sauce.
Yeah, that was really, that's actually a really good chimichurri sauce. That was really good. Yeah. He was cooked perfectly.
Little spicy, perfect.
Yeah, he was cooked perfectly.
Yeah, and then we did shrimp.
Those shrimp. There was just some grilled shrimp, right? Oh, no, those are sauteed shrimp.
Yeah, they were sauteed.
Yeah, but a good, easy, light saute flavor, but not overbearing. And once again, that was going good with the chimichurri.
And then a ton of broccoli.
A lot of broccoli. Broccoli's good for you. It's got calcium.
Yeah. It's got calcium. It's got your vitamins.
It's got some vitamins and calcium and minerals. That magnesium.
The magnesium. Everyone needs magnesium.
And then we got some bread with the oil.
Yeah.
And then there was salad.
Yep.
That salad was really good.
That salad was crazy. It had
good. The hearts of palm.
Yeah, the hearts of palm and a bunch.
Roasted pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, roasted.
No, it was actually really good. That dressing was really good for it. And honestly, I think I don't think any three.
Yeah, all of them would.
Any three would go great with them. If I had to actually pick one, I would say the wild turkey probably covers all of them the best. But I think you can't go wrong with all three for what we're pairing with the whiskey and the food.
Yeah, I think the turkey on ice. Let me try this one.
And I like you did all seafood tonight, by the way.
Either one of these on ice
Well, yeah.
would go really well with that.
And it's just
that grilled flavor.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the grilled flavor because it comes out very strong in the Mai.
Especially with that chimichurri on it too. But yeah, this is very good on ice.
Yeah.
Wow. Honestly, all three are good on ice. You can't go wrong. They all hold up to the ice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you want a nice little cool off the drink, and I think I'm gonna experiment, and we're gonna freeze.
I might actually do that after
make
we're
a couple-
done recording.
Yeah, make a couple of cocktails with it later. Ooh, a frozen Manhattan. That doesn't even sound right.
A frozen
That doesn't
Manhattan.
even sound right to me. It's
How about just a chill Manhattan?
chill Manhattan. Ooh, I like that. Chill Manhattan.
Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna be having some cigars tonight. We actually did get these from Fox Cigars.
That's right. We're doing the.
We're throwing back to the Leaf by Oscar, but these ones are a different one.
Okay. And it's a great cigar.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's actually my go-to cigar.
Yeah. So we've done like the smaller ones. We've done some of the medium ones. These are the long ones.
The long ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we haven't done those yet. So we got a couple Leaf by Oscars. Foxcigar.com.
Oh, check them out.
Check them out. They're super awesome.
Yep. Great pricing, great shipping. Check them out. Great packages, great emails. They have good emails, especially. Check them out.
Yeah.
Foxstar.com.
Make sure you check out our YouTube. Again, please like and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you give a comment. You know,
hit
what's
us
your
up.
favorite whiskey? What's something that you haven't seen us do yet that
Or
you
a
want us to
cocktail you want us
reach
to
out?
make that you've always been curious about. This is how it
Anything.
is. Yeah.
You know, we're always looking for ideas from our fans.
Yep.
So definitely throw down out there.
And hopefully you see your Instagram, and then you get get one of these bottles ahead of the show. In fact, you know, all these are very, very reasonable price. You get all three.
Yeah.
Have your buddies come over and hang out with us, and
throw us on the radio
Maybe
and-
you'll figure out what the hell I was doing earlier, why we're laughing so hard.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I
either.
have to listen to this, see
It
what
just
happens.
went chaotic.
Yeah, let's see what happens if it makes any sense.
But yeah, you know, thanks for checking us out. And this was a fun night. This was definitely a fun
night.
episode.
Yeah,
It was
definitely
a
fun
night.
episode,
It
and
was
great whiskeys. Paying homage to the Whisky Heritage March from the previous month, and really doing just a good history of whiskey in this country.
Yeah.
I think I learned a lot tonight. So Ti, as always,
Hey,
pleasure.
cheers.
Good night, everybody. Have a good night
Have a
out
good
there.
one, everybody.
Check us out, and see you till next week.
Have a good evening, everybody.